Welcome back to Rise Entertainment 360. Now, our next guest is a multi-platinum award-winning writer, producer, and director who got his start in the music industry with his friend LL Cool J.
And now this super producer is taking the gaming world by storm with his new virtual reality company, VR innovator Damien E-love. Welcome to Rise 360.
Hello, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Now, tell me how one transitions from the music industry to the tech industry.
Right. The transition started, as far as music goes, I get a call from my partner Rika, and she said we're going to do the Comic-Con. So we did the Comic-Con, then all of a sudden we said we need to make a VR game. All the fans at the Comic-Con said, you guys should make your own game. So we got funding from a company overseas called Pool, a publicly traded Japanese mobile gaming company, and then we started finding some engineers and we started producing the game.
And this is, show us these glasses right here. These are the VR glasses, which stands for virtual reality.
This is the HMD. It's this is our brand right here. It's the only 2K standalone, no cell phone, no wire. The computer's inside. Google and Samsung,
That's really high tech, yeah, because you just mentioned Google, Samsung, they're not even on your wavelength yet.
Well, we're the first to have it in America.
And you just put them on your head like this, and you see a whole world.
You see a whole world.
And the thing about it is, like, everywhere it's 360, so when you look around and down, this is so cool.
You're completely immersed in 360.
No, I see an island. I'm looking at a beach
somewhere.
You can play. You can see movies, games, all these different things you can do, and take you to other worlds, basically.
Exactly. So we have a game coming out. It's called Fearless D. It's a drift driving game.
Oh, cool.
And we have a driver by the name of the Drift King. He's the #1 driver in Asia right now. And they made several movies about him called Fast and Furious. And the Drift King is the face of the game, and we'll have the soundtrack that goes with the game with some of the top hip-hop artists in America.
And you know, Comic-Con is really big here. They get into it, they dress up, it's huge here. But you were instrumental in the first Comic-Con that they had in Tokyo, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that and how you guys were able to do it.
Well, we had the funding from Pool, so like 7 other companies plus our company decided to do the Comic-Con. We rented the venue. Then we said we have to bring the biggest name out, which is Stan Lee, Jeremy Renner from the Born Supremacy. And then everybody started jumping on the wagon after that, talent-wise. It was 3 days, 55,000 people. My partner, Rika Morinaka, she was instrumental in the whole thing because that's her world. She started off in the gaming world as a composer for Metal Gear Solid 1 to 5 that sold 50 million through Sony. And they're about to make the huge movie right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. And you're also, as if that wasn't enough already, you're collaborating with UCLA Medical Center to develop a new therapy machine for people with PTSD and Alzheimer's. Talk to me about that.
Well, we have a separate company called VR Medical where we have a HMD, we have content that we shot all over the world because we have about 5 different teams. We have a team in China, Japan, Mexico, America, and all of our teams, we shot a lot of different content, 360, and then Rika did the sound, which is 528 kilohertz. It can repair and regain brain waves.
So they're basically using these glasses and sound with the headphones to help them be stimulated in various ways to help their conditions.
Exactly.
And you're looking at these beautiful beaches and this thing that makes you feel like you're really there.
I mean, can we talk about the fact that you are actively changing and saving lives? You're a real-life Superman. A superhero. Talk about Black Panther now.
No doubt.
Wow.
And you're also using a lot of the music industry in your background to help out with the technology and the music and the soundtracks for this, right?
Exactly, because Rika Morinaka, my partner in this company, VR Innovator, she's a 50 million soul through Metal Gear Solid through Konami. She's managed to be the actual groundbreaker with the sound. She brought the composing to Metal Gear, and she's bringing the composing and all the music to this. Whereas when you hear it, it brings like healing purposes to you.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, so staying with the musical aspect of things, let's go take it back a little bit further back in time to 1985 when you co-produced
Radio
with
LL Cool J.
I mean,
Rick Rubin, Cut Creative, and the rest of the LA posse.
Wow.
And you guys were just kids back then. You and LL grew up together, right?
Yeah, we grew up together in Queens and St. Albans. We were actually the first artists signed to Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons' Def Jam Records. After that, we started working with Tupac, Public Enemy, but we were the actual first artists on Def Jam Records that opened up the door for
Look at
every
you,
other
look
artist.
like little kids on there.
Amazing. Now, radio went double platinum, but it was actually I'm Going Back to Cali that earned you a Grammy nomination. Look at him, look at him. You cannot bring food or music around Shannon without him eating or dancing.
I can't help it.
But let's talk about I'm Going Back to Cali earning you a Grammy nomination. Now, that is huge. How did that change your music career?
That just took it into a totally different direction, because that song really opened up a lot of doors, just like King of Rock from Run DMC and My Jesus. That took a thriving career into a different direction. We brought in actually a different audience. You know, we hit the Caucasian audience a little bit more, and the overseas audience, they were like, wow, this is a song that everybody was calling, every promoter was calling to book us for different shows.
And you're probably one of the closest people to LL Cool J, you know, there could have been. What was it like working with him then, and how are you guys in a relationship now? You still friends, you buddy, or BFFs? What?
Well, we started off as kids, and he was a perfectionist. He'll do his vocals 50 times before he leaves the studio.
Really?
It's never good enough. He's a workaholic at that time, and he still is. And everybody around him, pretty much, he leads as far as by example. No, it's not good enough, guys. The sound is not right. We can always keep going. We'll sit in the studio at that time 2-3 days at a time.
Wow.
No showers, just cheeseburgers and fries.
Get it done.
And just get it done. Get it done.
That is amazing. And it's interesting how things have changed from back in the day till now. Talking about that, there's also street teams, which were popular in your day.
We started that.
Yeah. So tell me about that guerrilla style of marketing.
Well, at that point in time, the music was hitting the radios. Then we decided, you know, we can give out flyers at night. Let's hit the clubs with flyers. Let's go by all the high schools with flyers. Let's go to the colleges. Let's go across the country, start doing the same thing. Next thing you know, a guy by the name of Tony Cornelius gave us a call, Don Cornelius' son.
Wow.
And he said, I want you guys to come on Soul Train. And at that point,
That's
you know,
huge.
I mean, your life was clearly written in the stars before you were born. That's amazing.
Thank you.
But you know, another amazing thing was your life took a detour when you were shot 6 times in 1989. You know, the priest was in there saying goodbye. You know, you was there praying over you and everything. But do you think that opportunity changed your life to make you look at life differently, as even getting a second chance?
It's a possibility, I would say so, because you don't really think about a bad situation until it actually happens to you. And when it happens to you, it's like, wow, you know, this is going to take me back. But you take a step back to only go forward. You know, so the step back to the comeback. You know.
But why did you get shot? Was it a
It was a robbery, it was a carjacking type of thing. Guys wanted my Lambo, my jewelry. I had it dated, and it was a jealousy type of thing. They were from Brooklyn, so to speak. No knock against Brooklyn, but that's where they were from. And you know, everything happens for a reason. And it happened, I moved forward, and I'm living a better life today. I'm helping out a lot of other kids to accomplish their goals and their dreams. So it's all about being positive.
And plus, that made you automatically have street cred, 'cause you know, you get shot. That just improves your music career, right?
Let's also mention the fact that he didn't get shot 1 time, he got shot 6 times.
Yeah, I was in the hospital about 3 years.
God loves
2 major
you.
surgeries, rehab, and came back and went back to school for writing, producing, directing. Now here I am today with VR innovator Rika Marnaka. The game's about to come out, Fearless D. We have the soundtrack, and we have the reality show.
Yeah, wait. Reality show. Yes, you know I love reality shows. What
Reality
is going
show
on?
is off the hook. You gotta hear it. It's
Tell
called
me
New
about
Face
it.
of Tech, NFOT. We go from Comic-Con. You'll see all the behind the scenes of the Comic-Con. You'll see our team making different stages of the game in China, Japan, Mexico, the whole spiel. You'll see us in the studio with some of the top artists in hip-hop and EDM music, putting together the soundtrack and the score for the game itself. Then when we get to cities like New York, we're going to have a center for kids where they can actually come and learn from some of the top programmers and guys that do coding in the business. They'll be able to learn all the ins and outs of making their own app. Instead of learning and mastering Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram, we'll teach the kids how to make their own program.
Yes, empowering black kids.
I love that. God saved your life so you could change so many more.
Absolutely, because in Japan, kids are learning coding in the 1st grade.
We're behind.
Exactly.
What?
We're way behind.
Wow. Well,
way behind.
First grade.
First grade, they learn coding.
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Where can we get the VR glasses?
You can get the VR glasses on Amazon, and you can also buy it in New York City at B&H.
All right.
I will be
Thank
going
you so
out to
much,
by
Damien.
40. I need to support a man like you. You are
Appreciate
amazing.
that.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
that.
much,
Thank
E-love.
you.
Keep
Thank
up the
you for
great
having
work.
me, guys.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
We have a lot more still to come on Arise Entertainment 360. Stick around.